Now, in the same way that some people look like they're disconnected while you're talking to them, I hate those people. You can disconnect events, or no, you can disconnect functions from events in Roblox Studio, right? So let me show you what I mean. If I right now create a part over here, right? There we go, just a basic normal part. I'm just gonna anchor it. I'm gonna move it up here. This is important, so if you're following along, anchor it and move it up as well. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a script inside of this part. And so let's say we wanted to listen to an event whenever the part gets touched by another like physical object, right? And the way we do this is we say, well, we get the part, which is going to be the script's parent. So we say script.parent. I'll just move it back to the line. And then to actually access all of its events, we do another dot, and then we look for this like purple like lightning, right? So it says changed, touched, fires when a part touches another part. Okay, that's probably what we want, right? So touched, and then we connect that, right, to a function. So we'll just make a new function, which will then give us like the other part that touched our part. So I'll just call this other part, like so. So now this is an event that when it fires, it's gonna connect to a function, and then in this event, it gives this function like this other part. And then what we could do is we could just print I cannot type today, other part. There we go. So now what's gonna happen is whenever the like our part gets touched, it's gonna print out, so it's gonna fire the event, and it's gonna run the function and it's gonna print it out. There we go. Humanoid root part, right foot, yeah, left foot, handle, right foot, handle. Yeah, so as you can see, it keeps firing this event, right? However, what if we only wanted it to fire a couple of times and then stop firing completely when something happens, right? So right now we're connecting it to a function. How can we disconnect it from a function so that it stops like checking it? Because right now it's going to be checking like when the part's been being touched, and then it's going to fire the events. What if we just wanted to disconnect it? What if we wanted to say, okay, stop checking when like this script.parent is touched, right? Just stop. Just disconnect it from the function. The way you do this is the first thing you have to do is you have to make a variable, right? Local, and then this variable is going to be equal to this, right? So this entire part, this variable is going to be equal to. So I can call this like touched event, something like that, right? Then I'll just copy this, delete this, and I'll make it equal to, I'll make this variable equal to this. Um, yeah, there we go. So script.parent.touch, connect function, other part. And I'm pretty sure if I play right now, it should still work. Yeah, amazing. There we go. So everything still works. The only thing that's different is now we have a variable which is equal to this, right? Now, here's the thing. If I'd say touched event, which is a script connection, right? So right now this variable is equal to this, which Roblox calls, like I said, an RBX script connection because it's an event which is connected to a function. So then all they have to do is just do colon disconnect, which will disconnect the connection from the event, meaning that this event will just stop, the script.parent will just stop listening for the dot touched event. So if I play the game right now, right, so we just disconnected it, and then I go to the part, nothing happens, right? Because it's no longer checking whether the part's being touched. So it doesn't know when the part's being touched, meaning it doesn't actually know when to run the function that prints out like the parts that are touching it, right? There we go. Now what we could also do is we could say you could have like an if statement inside of this, right? So you could say local. I'm just doing this for example. Local count equals 0, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna say count plus equals 1. So whenever like a part touches our part, we're just gonna increase the count by 1. And let's say once the count reaches 10, so let's say we only want this event to run 10 times, right? So after like 10 parts have touched our part, then we want to disconnect. And then here, for example, I say like if count is more than or equal to 10, right? So if it's equal to 10 or more, then we're going to take the touched event and then we're going to disconnect it. Interesting. Okay, so it's giving me a little underline. Let me try something actually. Give me a second. What if I do this? So what if I make like the touched event over here, but then I make it equal to nothing, and then I remove the local here. That works. Interesting. Okay. So I think when you make a local variable, and then you make it equal to the thing like right there and then you're not allowed to use it. But then if I make a variable, and then I set the variable over here, then I'm still able to use it inside of the thing. It's kind of weird. Okay, if you make a variable equal to something, like as you're creating the variable, if you make it equal to this event, then you're not allowed to actually use it again inside of itself. But if you make it on the outside, and then you say, okay, it's equal to this function, which also uses this event, or it also uses this variable, that seems to be fine. I don't know why. But yeah, so like I said, count plus equals 1, and then let's just print it, right? So that we actually know if it's working or not. So count plus equals 1, it prints it, and then checks, okay, if count is over or equal to 10, then we disconnect the touched event. So if I play the game right now, then we go on this part. Let's see, okay. Okay. Yep, there we go. So it did about 10 of these, I think. Yeah, 10. And then it just stops, right? So it checks, okay. You know, we've looped through 10, amazing. Now that's it, we disconnect. And that's effectively all you need to know, right? So again, number one, make a variable, right? Then so like make a local variable name, make it equal to nothing. Then when you have an event ready, just say, okay, this variable is equal to whatever event you have, and that's when you need to, you call the event like the name of the variable that holds the event, and you just say :disconnect, right? Fairly simple. And again, this works with any single event, right? So I don't know what other events parts have, but let me check. If we have something like touch ended, I guess, sure, let's do touch ended. So when the touch ends, yeah, there we go. So still works with any event. Wonderful. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna delete the part. Go to the comments. I have my newsletter for awesome emails, of course. And we're back to basics. Thank you for watching.